try and take some pictures with my crowd. That's B-R-Y-A-N, Jordan, J-O-R-D-A-N. It is Tuesday, June 4th, 2013. We are currently in Joplin, Missouri on our 10K for OK trip with 101 The Rose and LCTV 66. And behind me, well, first of all, before I get to this, we've driven through the town, the city of Joplin, Missouri for a good 15-20 minutes now. And basically, if you recall, it was 2 years ago, like April 2011, I believe, there was a terrible tornado and some twisters that ripped through this town and basically left similar devastation as we're going to see when we get to Oklahoma. And we should be arriving in Oklahoma in 2 to 3 hours. And we'll get some footage with that coming up tomorrow is when we get closer to that site. But there was similar damage done in Joplin, Missouri a couple years ago. And for the most part, they seem to be pretty much back on their feet. The town looks great and people are moving around and buildings look, there's some newer buildings up. And behind me though, this whole open area was actually the high school. No more high schools, you can see. And off to further to my left here behind me, you'll see that they're building a new high school. So we did find some damage from a couple years ago, as you can take a look at right now. But for the most part, Joplin's doing pretty nice, doing pretty well, and they seem to rebound it. So we hope we can do the same for Oklahoma, and that's what we're setting out to do. More to come. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, as you can see, we safely boarded the bus, the executive coach bus driven by our good friend Ron here, and it is Wednesday, June the 5th. We're on our way to Moore, Oklahoma, where the unfortunate devastation took place, and it should be a surreal day. So we should be there in, what'd you say, Ron, about 10-15 minutes?
Yeah,
15 minutes or so. In the meantime, I'll tell you a little story that happened yesterday. On our way to Oklahoma City, we swung through the town of Joplin, Missouri. Of course, you might remember they had similar devastation back on May 22nd, 2011. And so we swung through Joplin on our way here yesterday, and it was a beautiful day. And as we entered the town, and our bus driver Ron, from Executive Coach, has been there before, he was taken by surprise that, and Jordan, Bryan, and myself were as well. It looked like they had rebounded pretty nicely for a tornado that whipped through there and hit them pretty hard a couple years ago. As we're driving through, and we were in Joplin, I'd say for about an hour, I was kind of throwing out there, it looks like they're about 80-90% back to normal. So we're driving through, and I'd say later in that hour, as we're almost getting ready to get back on the road to Oklahoma City, we noticed some devastation, and we got video of that earlier. It's that we drove past the high school where Joplin High School was wiped out, and then they were actually in the process of rebuilding a new high school. Well, after getting pictures and video of that, we went over to the convenience store, and we're getting some coffee and fueling up, and I talked to a girl that works there. I kind of hesitated because I know they probably get the questions all the time, but I looked at her, she looked at me, and I think she knew what I was going to ask. I said, "How you guys doing?" And she kind of smiled and sighed and took a deep breath and kind of shook her head. Said, "We're doing better." And I said, "Percentage-wise, where do you think you guys are at?" And she said about 70 to 80. So I was pretty close. She said businesses are pretty much up and running as normal, or back to normal. And then I told her we swung by the high school, and then she paused, looked me in the eye, and said, "If that night of the tornado, half of Joplin would have died if they hadn't moved the graduation ceremonies to the local college." And just me, myself, being there, and well, these guys were with me too, just minutes after seeing the devastation in that lot, it all hit home, and I wanted to give that girl a hug. So you can tell she was still, I mean, this is 2 years after it happened, and they're still recovering. It hits home, especially when you get to see it personally. So I really wanted to give that girl a hug, and it was an emotional day driving through Joplin, but I wanted to share that story. as we make our way to more, and we have more coming up. All right, we are in Moore, Oklahoma, and I've already volunteered to help Laura hold this open, but she refuses. Anyway, we're with Laura Lawrence, a Lancaster County native, Manheim, right?
Manheim Township.
Okay, Manheim Township. She's been out here for a couple of years. She dodged both tornadoes. Thank you, Lord. So, we're here with, well, you got a lot of dog food.
Yes, I actually volunteer for our organization, OK Save a Dog Society. They're based out of Prague. And they have a lot of animals that they've been pulling from the wreckage, and therefore they have an overabundance of animals at their facility and need assistance with food. And thankfully, your donations from Lancaster and the surrounding areas are going to be helping out OK Save a Dog Society, and I'm super excited to deliver this. I've already been in touch, and they're thrilled.
We're so glad you're okay, you and your family, and of course the animals for the most part. Laura, this is an LCTV 66 back home, as coordinating with 101 The Rose. You want to say hi to your family back home?
Yes, hi. I want to say hi to my mom, or my father, and my sister, Ronald Schwartz and Julie Schwartz, and then my nan back home, Betty Mackey. So I hope you're all well, and I'm well here in Oklahoma, and I'm helping out my friends.
Yeah, she just said she had small bags. They can go. So I don't know about these big ones.
Big ones can go too.
For you?
Yes.
Yeah, my Jeep's full. If you want, I can actually pull my Jeep out.
I could probably sell.
101 The Rose and LCTV 66. It's Bryan Jordan, and we're down here in Moore, Oklahoma at the International Harvest Church, helping out the victims of the tornadoes. Yes, tornadoes. There was one that happened, of course, a few weeks ago, and then more recently over in El Reno as of Friday night. I'm trying to think of the death toll. That was the more recent one. And that death toll, unfortunately, has risen from 9 to 19 now. So we're doing all we can to not just touch the more people here today, but I believe later today, along with the help of this fine lady here, we're going to drive around to the smaller communities. And standing next to me here is Kathryn Chapter. Now, Kathy has been down here for a while, but you're actually from the Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Tell us a little about Kathy.
Okay, so I recently retired from the military. I've been volunteering in New Jersey after Hurricane Sandy since November. I was stationed here for 8 years prior to my retirement. Left half my heart here, so when the tornado happened, I wanted to get on the road and come here and do what I could. And the folks that I met in New Jersey have been so supportive, giving me donations to bring with me. And what I have here is a hope sign. I'll let you read the back of it. But it was from a nice lady who knew that New Jersey would be resilient, they would rebuild, they'll go stronger. And she shared this hope sign that she had made in New Jersey for me to bring here to Oklahoma to spread some Jersey love. So if you'd like to read the back of it.
I'd love to. Thank you. And I'll read this. This sign of hope was made with sand from the Jersey shore. It has been carried, held, photographed with hundreds of people recovering from Superstorm Sandy. We stand with all of you in Moore, Oklahoma, knowing you are strong and resilient and will make it back from the storm. We will share this sign among your family and friends as a message of hope from the Jersey Shore. Welcome back, it's Bryan Jordan, 101 The Rose and LCTV 66, and we are back here in Moore, Oklahoma, our continuing coverage of, tell us about how, take us through the tornado that hit Moore. Take us through that day and how it was all unfolding for you.
Well, basically it was a day a lot like today to start the day off with. I mean, it's real nice, sunny outside, nice and cloud, no clouds or anything. And then these storms, they pop up within about an hour. So it was a normal day. I mean, nothing was going on. About 3 or 4 o'clock, it seemed like we started hearing stuff about weather. The next thing you know, I mean, other man's telling you there's a tornado, which is down in Tuttle, Newcastle, which is about 30 minutes southeast of here, and it's coming straight northeast, so it didn't give anybody time, you know. It went straight through more with probably 20, 30 minutes of a warning, so nothing.
So really, these tornadoes, they're not forecasted long range. They just it just comes when they come, right?
Yeah, yeah. The weather people can tell you the days that are worse and the days that are better for as far as that goes. But as far as daily, I mean, it could 30 minutes from now it looks like this, and 30 minutes from now it'll be black and tornado. Unbelievable. It's wild.
We're glad you're safe. And
yeah.
Also, I'm going to let you get back to finishing your water because Adam and I was and Jordan, who's videotaping this right now. Jordan Bryan, I'm Bryan Jordan. Actually, we were just part of probably the world's largest chain gang that I've been a part of. And what I mean by chain gang, about 20 guys lined up across these two monster tractor trailer trucks. And all we did for what, guys, close to an hour is pass